Hello everyone, so I continue my comments on the E3 2015 press conferences. So today, now we'll do E3 and later I'll do Ubisoft in the same videos because I didn't have time to make EA earlier today. So let's just jump right ahead. So Electronic Arts, what was that? It was such a weird press conference. I mean, there was structurally it was just weird. They tried putting a bit of everything everywhere. It just finished. Just did something really random as a result. You'll see along the way. I'll talk about stuff really in the order that they talked about them. So, and all around, as I talked about this stuff, there was a lot of filler talk. Does that mean that they had a lot to talk about? No, not at all. So let's jump right in with Mass Effect Andromeda, or Mass Effect. Well, it doesn't seem to be Mass Effect 4. Really. Maybe it's just a new start. So, which was introduced with a rather weird way, I must admit, with a desert planet and some country music. But Mass Effect is back, so everything is good. It will be back on holidays 2016, so one more year to wait. After that, Need for Speed. Yeah, so Need for Speed. Period. There's nothing after that. Just Need for Speed. So it's an open world game, racing game, of course. They said the map was about twice Need for Speed Rivals. You can lot of options to customize your car as usual. It said it was the most that they had yet. So you have a story with choices, with branching paths. You'll see what the importance of it is as you play. Basically, what they did, they mixed a bit of everything in all previous Need for Speed to make the most perfectest Need for Speed yet. So basically, that's pretty much it. To that, there was an expansion from Star Wars: The Old Republic. Racing Star Wars. After that, well, they promised more story content, and there was a nice trailer for that. Pretty much it. I don't play The Old Republic, so I didn't pay too much attention. To that, there was a cute platformer in the name of Unravel, which was presented by the most stressed out guy ever. Really, look it up. The guy was just about ready to blow up. I was surprised his pants was still clean after that, but yeah, really didn't feel good on stage. So Unravel is basically a 2D platforming puzzle game in which you have a little character made out of yarn, which basically made something kind of like Spider-Man, but with yarn coming out of your back. So yeah, it was pretty cute. It looked interesting. Graphics were pretty cute though. It's kind of go with a realistic vibe on this one, or a pretty character made out of yarn. We'll see. After that, there was Plant vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Tower defense game with shooting elements. They introduced it with a weird sketch that absolutely nobody reacted in the room. It was funny. Well, basically, it's basically kind of the same thing as the previous game. You're seem more geared on the zombie side. There's a minion robot. There's a new class of zombie that pretty much a minion. These yellow minion stuff like that. There was a robot zombie, a huge mech you could pilot. Promised free updates as it goes on. Good for them if you liked it. And now I admit I'm not a sports fan at all, so basically the next half hour was pretty boring for me. Well, it felt like a half an hour. I don't know how long it lasted, but there was an HL montage of NBA and all this stuff. There was a 2 seconds in the golf section that was interesting, in which you could play golf in a canyon. It lasted only 2 seconds, but it caught me by surprise. I liked it. I mean, they tried changing the formula a little. That's just awesome. And basically they showed that they can do some pretty uncanny facial movements with their stuff. They didn't say that, but it looked really weird actually. NBA Live has a new control scheme, and NHL 16 I think too. showed some mobile games in there, like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Minion Paradise. You cares? After that, they showed FIFA when they introduced it with Pele on stage, which is who's he's pretty much the best soccer player on earth. So he talked about his 1,000th goal, which is for soccer really big actually. Yeah, they thought about forever about that. So yeah, even the guy who introduced him, who talked with him, I don't know if I just seen things, but he's made a weird face when he left, like he was happy he was leaving actually. So yeah, it was just weird. And yeah, FIFA will get female playable characters. The women league will be in FIFA. So it took a while, but yeah, they're coming. After that, they woke me up with Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I love Mirror's Edge. The first one, it's one great game from past generation. Basically, it's an origin story, so you don't need to have played the other one. Basically, it's pretty much first-person parkour, like that zombie game that came out a few months back. I forgot the name, but it's pretty much where it comes from. Even when you fight, the camera moves around because when you punch, you don't, you just don't punch like that. It's more of you move, so the camera moves too. So it looks awesome, just like the first. I loved it. I can't wait to play this game. And then Madden came. Yeah, Madden. So yeah, talked about it. After that, there was Star Wars Battlefront as a grand finale, which is pretty much Battlefield Star Wars for those who don't know about it, and it looks just as awesome as it sounds. So yeah, it had a way too long intro. They talked about it forever again before they actually showed the game. Said they had access with the LucasArts Vault and etc. Rambled on before showing the actual game. And yeah, they showed the Battle of Hoth, in which you can basically pilot the giant AT-AT, these giant walkers with 4 legs. You can be on the other side. Another player can be the spaceship trying to circle it around with the same cord to trying to wham it down. It looked really cool. And later in the trailer, Luke and Darth Vader came up, starting to fight each other and using the Force, of course. And yeah, it looked awesome. Then Ubisoft's turn. So yeah, after the weirdness up and down of Electronic Arts, Ubisoft came in. So they started with For Honor, new game, which is basically 4 versus 4 medieval warfare. One side can be samurais and the other side can be European knights. It look pretty cool, actually. It happens in real big battlefields, So it's 4 versus 4, but there's a lot of AI characters mixed in, so it's a big battlefield. So yeah, hand-to-hand fight with swords and katanas, with gory finishers for the victor. So yeah, it looked pretty cool. After that, there was an expansion for the Crew, which is a racing game. You can have it introduces rally cars, monster truck in the mix. It's an expansion to this racing game in which you run all over the America. So looked awesome for those who have it. After that, there was Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max. So yeah, in that teaser we saw a cat riding a fire-breathing unicorn. Yep, that's pretty much it, with rainbows all around. It was awesome. Yeah. And then The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division, I must say. So yeah, basically it's an MMO RPG shooter. Basically, you're in New York with a huge biological disaster happen in the near future, so it's not really that futuristic. You do have some small gadget like a seeker mine you can put on the ground. It will go right in the opponent's feet. Pretty cool. There's basically a bunchu, really. It was also if they have some more gadgets like that, it could be cool. actually. Yeah, they do have a kind of realistic approach. Like in the demo, they were in the dead zone, which is there's no surveillance, so nobody watches. So if you want, you can basically backstab your team and take all their loot. Why not? So yeah, you can do that. And if you call for an helicopter extraction, the helicopter won't stay there forever, and it takes some time to get. So I love that touch there. So after that, there was Anno 2205. It was a CG trailer, so it was all pre-rendered, but the game seems pretty good. Basically, it's a SimCity-like in a futuristic setting. Basically, you make your own cities, you manage your resources, and after that, when you looks as I said, it's a futuristic city. It looks really cool, and basically, when you can make your own spaceship, send it over the moon, and make your own city there. So, yeah, you can have a city builder on the moon, and it doesn't look the same at all as what it does on Earth. So, it was pretty cool. After that, it was Just Dance 2016. You know, it's Just Dance. You can play with your phone if you want. There's a streaming service coming to PS4, Xbox One, Wii U. Yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, there was Rainbow Six Siege. Tom Clancy again, in which, it's war against bioterrorism, so really more tactical stuff than the other game. The kind of game that if you die, once you die. So it doesn't take 10 bullets for you to die. You take 1, 2, 3 bullets and you die. So mostly people will play online on this, but you can be either terrorist or the counter-terrorist team. And they said everything is destructible. But in this case, they showed the single player or co-op. You can play this mode on both. It's a terror hunt. I don't know. Some people know that. I don't know the series very well, but you can recon with a drone, see where the guys are, send your team over and trying to flank them. The other side will do the same. So yeah, it seems pretty advanced AI. Yeah, there's a beta coming up in September. I'm guessing this game will come out next year or the one after that. I don't know. And after that, there was Trackmania Turbo. Basically, it's it's a pretty cool racing game. I don't know if there's a track creator. I don't know. They did not mention it, but it would be the perfect racing game for that. Basically, you can there's loopings, there's jumps. You can drive upside down, etc. All this fun stuff. When you start the race, actually, you can be dropped off by a chopper and on the side of a building or something. It's over the top like that. It's pretty cool. They said there would be 200 different tracks on four various backdrops, and apparently they do have some various condition in these backdrops. So they didn't talk too much about it, but it looks pretty cool. And there's also a random track generator in there. So basically, there's infinite number of tracks. And after that, it's for PS4, Xbox One, obviously, and Wii U, I guess. Not sure. Didn't talk about it. After that, there was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. CG trailer, as always. They love CG trailers, Ubisoft. So yeah, they did that. There was implied horse carriage pursuits. Was the guy was pretty much Grand Theft Autoing the carriage. You can go on a train. You have an actual grapple. Say you will fall in the water, you can use your grapple to get on the bridge or something. That's pretty cool. Actually, it said the assassins in this game are twins. So, will they stay together or will they cooperate all their lives? Who knows? We'll see in the game. Yeah, actually, that Assassin's Creed seems just okay, as long as it's not bug ridden like the previous one. Please, Ubisoft, finish your game before releasing it. After that, they finished it with Ghost Recon Wildlands. They presented it like the big surprise reveal, but you know, it looked okay. One thing I can say is that this world looks absolutely huge. They said it was one map, but in there was like snowy mountains, desert from west United States. There was jungles. Basically, if you were to believe the trailer, it's basically all around the world, one big map. So yeah, that's it. It's a Ghost Recon game. So counterterrorism, as always, or war on drugs in this case. Basically, you have many options for each mission. So basically, you could, if your target is someone far away in some house, you can just snipe away, and kill the guy. Plain and simple. You can destroy all his installation and let his own team backstab him because he's an incompetent. You can just Rambo your way in, and yeah, basically there's a lot of options to go in. So yeah, it was when I think about it, too weird press conferences, and yeah, hope Square Enix will do better tomorrow. Till then, there will be, I talk about Sony later tonight. It's at 9 p.m. here in Eastern. So see you guys then.